Good morning, students. In the previous session, we have seen the basics of electric grid and microgrid. In today's class, we are going to see the smart grid introduction, that is, evolution of the grid from microgrid to smart grid. So, smart grid architecture, the basic block diagram of the smart grid is shown over here. You could see here thermal power plant, solar power plant, wind power plant, nuclear power plant. So it means that you have the collaboration of both renewable energy source and conventional source. Solar, wind comes under your renewable energy source. Thermal and nuclear power plant comes under your conventional source. Then it is your smart grid and this is your load. So in case of your microgrid or electric utility grid, we will be supplying power only to customers, either to the commercial customer, that is either to the houses or to the industries. Here we will be supplying power to industrial plant, cities and offices, smart houses, electric vehicles. But when you look at the structure of smart grid with the previous microgrid, it is looking similar, because in microgrid also will be integrating both your renewable energy source with the non-renewable energy source, and will be supplying one load only to the industrial customer as well as commercial customer. The difference between the smart grid and microgrid is the centralized controller what we are using. So we know that the smart grid, so with the term only it is understood, we are going to generate the power and distribute it in the smartest way. That is, it will have a communication network also. So when you look at this, it is going to be the self-healing network with dynamic optimization technique. Dynamic optimization technique is here you are going to supply power to industry, citizen office, smart houses, electric vehicle. So power optimization is one of the major concern, and it should be the greater impact when you are designing the smart grid. So smart grid is nothing but a self-healing network that will it is a self-healing network equipped with a dynamic optimization technique. In smart grid we will have a real-time measurement. So whatever it is, real-time measurement will be available in case of your smart grid. Why this real-time measurement is required? In the sense, to reduce your network loss, maintain your voltage levels, increasing your reliability and improving your asset management. So these are all the 4 points why we are going to measure the real-time operational data. The real-time operational data, once it is recorded, it is effective to maintain the stability, and also it is used to maintain the voltage levels, increasing your reliability and improving your asset management. So when you see the introduction to the smart grid, whatever points we have said before, it is over there. So you could see here, it is a self-healing network with a dynamic optimization technique that uses real-time measurement to minimize the 4 things. That is, first one, it is going to be your network loss, maintaining voltage level, increase reliability and improve asset management. So real-time operational data is must. Therefore, the operational data need to be collected by the smart grid and the subsystems whichever it is connected to the smart grid. Smart grid is not the one complete system. It will have many subsystems, where from there also it is required for us to collect the operational data. Therefore, the operational data collected by the smart grid controller, including its subsystem, will have one database at the back end. That is, it will be stored at DSO, data system operator, will store all the operational data pertaining to system and subsystem, and the data whatever we have in this DSO will allow the system operator to identify the best strategy to secure your system. Suppose if any power theft is there, we could identify with the data stored. Suppose if the power generated by the solar is less, we can identify with the data collected by the DSO, that is data system operator. So the best, whatever data we have collected, it is mainly used to check whether a proper amount of power generation is done with the connected resources, whether the proper power is delivered to the load. is there any security attack is available, any electricity theft is happening, or any vulnerability is happening. Like that, it is possible for us to identify with the help of the data collected by means of your DSO, that is operational data collected under real time measurement. But smart grid first depends upon the identifying the key research performance. First we should identify the key research performance, that is key performance index need to be identified. For example, in case of smart grid, there are many services. So the services could be, there are different services. The services could be impact of solar, impact on solar PV, impact on PV system, or PHEV, because we will be connecting the electric vehicle to this at the output. This is one of the service it could happen. Next one, grid disturbance algorithm. Grid disturbance algorithm, because using the data collected, we can identify the grid disturbance. Third point, we can identify the asset estimation. Asset estimation. And the other service it could do is your power optimization. So these are all the different services that your smart grid can perform. But before it do all these services, there should be a KPI. KPI is nothing but key performance index. That is what exactly it has to do. What is the outcome? Who are all the stakeholders, and who are all going data providers? Where the testing part will happen. So all these things will comes under your KPI, that is key performance key performance index. So your smart grid will first depends upon identifying the research on key performance index, that is help to design, that is help the key performance index. After identifying the key performance index, this is mainly important for design purpose, testing purpose, and also this could be useful for education in the sense you can make the students to understand better in an effective manner by making the software, by making this to run under a software and making them to analyze the parameter with respect to the key performance index. So a researching key performance measures is required to have a proper design, to have a proper test on different tools, and for developing the proper education curriculum. So in order to develop the future enhanced grid also, this key performance index is required, and its output is a major concern. This is the smart grid where we are having it is. This is your smart grid. If you see the smart grid, we have a SCADA system. SCADA system, it is for communication purpose, that is to communicate the different vulnerabilities, attacks, power generation, power consumption, and what is the amount of power required by the consumer. So all these things will be done with the help of this SCADA system, with a proper communication network. It could happen in a smart grid. And in addition with the grid lines, there will be a sensors connected at each and every point of the grid lines. So this sensors, what it does, it measures the power. It measures the power input and power output. So if there is any power theft occurs in between, then automatically the system will send the information to the SCADA system. The communication line will send the signal to the SCADA system stating that at this particular point there is a power theft, there is a vulnerability. Here the strategy is getting down. Here the system performance will go down because of so and so component. So all these things will be observed and it will be communicated to the SCADA system. And even a smart meters will be connected at each and every point of the terminals. Suppose if you have suppose if you are connecting one meter at this point, this meter, a smart meter, is nothing but time to time recording the data, recording the operational data from time to time. So it will be connected at near to the load end, source end and communication side end. So wherever it is required, we'll be connecting this smart meters. And this smart meter main objective is to record the real-time data that is generated by different sources or different point of sensors. Whatever real-time data it is sensing, that will be shown onto this smart meter. So using the data recorded onto the smart meter, at the back end, from time to time it will be varying, or time to time if anything happens, then at that moment this smart meter data will be at the back end, it will be recorded onto the DSO, that is data system operator. And later, by looking at to that recorded data, it is possible for us to identify what better we can do it to avoid all such secure attacks. How we can avoid it, all those things we can do it. So the main objective is the main objective of this subject. What we have to read in this subject is, we should have the fundamentals. We are going to read the fundamentals of the smart grid, then design tools, what is the current research required, and what are all the critical issues in developing the smart grid design, and what are all the critical issues while deploying the smart grid design. So all these things we are going to see in this particular smart grid. Thank you, students.